Hey everyone, it's me, Dr. Maxwell. And welcome. We're gonna kick off season 1 of our series, The Rooted RX, Medicinal Mysteries. And I'm so excited to bring you along on this journey. So, sit tight, grab yourself a mug of tea, and get ready to dive into some of the most intriguing mysteries that medicine and nature have to offer. So before we begin, let's talk about the scariest poison of all. I know this sounds dramatic, but stick with me here. Before the days of antibiotics, when someone got an infection, the fight for survival was a terrifying one. Infections were often caused by bacteria, and the only defense was a child's hand mirror. Wait, what? Hold on. Let me explain. Back in the early 1900s, doctors had a pretty limited set of tools to combat bacterial infections. The most common treatment involved injecting patients with another microbe, one that might compete with the nasty bacteria causing the infection. This was called antagonistic prophylaxis, and it was pretty scary. Doctors would inject patients with a mix of microbes, hoping that the injected ones would win the fight against the ones causing the illness. Imagine sticking yourself with a needle filled with unknown bacteria, just hoping for the best. Yikes. Fortunately, in 1928, everything changed. Scottish scientist Alexander Fleming accidentally discovered penicillin, the first antibiotic that could actually kill bacteria. Penicillin was a game changer. Suddenly, doctors had a way to fight off deadly bacterial infections. But here's the catch. Penicillin didn't come from a lab. It came from a mold called Penicillium notatum. That's right. This common mold was producing a chemical that happened to wipe out bacteria. And this discovery changed the course of medical history. So what does this story teach us? First off, life finds a way. Who knew molds had such powerful tricks up their sleeves? And second, nature's pharmacy is vast. The world of microorganisms is brimming with chemicals that can fight diseases we couldn't handle before. This accidental discovery with penicillin opened the floodgates to a whole new world of medicine. Penicillin revolutionized healthcare, saving countless lives, and paving the way for modern antibiotics. The accidental hero of this story is still used today and has spawned generations of life-saving drugs. So, remember this tale as we explore further. Nature's surprises aren't always hidden. Sometimes they're right under our noses, just like that mold growing on a forgotten piece of bread, waiting to change the world. Stay curious, stay open-minded, and always respect the power of nature. So for our first foray into the dark and fascinating world of natural poisons, we're diving into a topic that will blow your mind. Get ready to learn about some of the deadliest poisons in nature and the incredible ways they affect our bodies. Trust me, these toxins will leave you saying, "I never knew nature could be so fierce." So gather round, dear fellow scholars, and prepare to be amazed by the wonders of the natural world. But please remember, this is for educational purposes only. Don't go experimenting with these toxins at home. Leave that to the professionals. Our first stop on this journey through toxicity takes us to a place you might not expect. The humble potato. Yes, potatoes. You heard me right. This starchy root vegetable is packing some serious punch. But let's be clear, it's not the kind of spud you'll find in your grocery store. No, sir. We're talking about Solanum tuberosum, also known as the bitter potato or wild potato. These guys are a bit different. See, the ordinary potato is a domesticated variety of Solanum tuberosum. That has been cultivated over the years for its deliciousness and ease of growth. But the wild version, well, that's a different story altogether. Wild potatoes can be twice as long as your hand, and yes, they're a bit bitter, but it's that bitterness that holds the key to their toxic reputation. You see, the bitterness is a clue that these potatoes contain a group of chemicals. Now, glycoalkaloids may sound like something out of a sci-fi movie, but they're actually a big deal in the world of plant toxins. These compounds can seriously mess with your nervous system, and in large enough amounts, they can even be fatal. Yep, you heard me right. Fatal. One study found that just 2 milligrams of solanine, one of the major glycoalkaloids in these potatoes, could be enough to put a 70 kilograms person into a coma. That's the equivalent of less than half a gram. Imagine sitting down to a cozy meal of roasted potatoes and not waking up. It's a scary thought, so be cautious, my friends. and stick to those friendly supermarket spuds. Leave the wild ones to the experts. Our next stop on this tour of nature's toxins takes us to the beautiful but potentially dangerous world of rhododendron. These flowering plants might look like something out of a fairy tale, but trust me, they're packing some serious punch. Rhododendron contains a group of compounds called granulotoxins. These toxins can mess with your heart's rhythm, leading to a condition called cardiac arrhythmia. And let's face it, messing with your heart's rhythm is not something you want to be messing around with. Just a small amount of these toxins can affect you, not through digestion, but simply by being near them. Inhalation can lead to respiratory depression and even death. And finally, we arrive at the mysterious world of cicutoxin, a poison that comes from an unlikely source, the humble water hemlock. This plant might look unassuming, but it packs a punch that can seriously mess with your central nervous system. In fact, cicutoxin is considered one of the most lethal plant toxins in North America. And here's the kicker: it can survive boiling, meaning that cooking it won't do much to neutralize its toxic effects. Ingesting this poison causes violent convulsions that can lead to broken bones and even death. And even after you're dead, the seizures don't stop. Yep, that's right. Cicutoxin is one of the rare toxins that can bring you back from the dead temporarily. After a fatal dose, your body convulses for hours, and then minutes after your heart stops beating, your muscles keep seizing up. The coming back to life description comes from the extreme convulsions that persist even after heart failure begins, which can look dramatic, but is purely a post-seizure muscle phenomenon. It's like a zombie movie come to life. Just a heads up, if you ever stumble upon a water hemlock plant, steer clear. You'd be better off sipping a cup of poison ivy tea, if you can find any. Now, don't try to track down these toxic plants. Instead, tune in next week as we uncover more of nature's hidden dangers. See you next time.